As a federal employee, one of your best benefits is your health insurance. Phenomenal. It just takes care of you. It's great. What is your second best benefit? Hi, Floyd Shalansky here with Plan Your Federal Retirement. Your second best benefit, I believe, is your thrift savings plan. The ability for you to save for the future, irrespective of what you're in the workforce or you're not in the workforce. I like the thrift savings plan because number one, it's automatic pilot. Set up, check a box, and every 2 weeks they deduct a certain amount of money out of your paycheck. If you're just getting started and you don't think you can afford it, put in $100, put in $300, put in 5%, because 5% is what you get on the max. And that first 5%, it's literally free money. So many times people are just getting started in the Fed program. Money might be tight and they just can't save or they don't want to save. So we have to start out very small. And typically, I like percentages. And what I try to get people to do or encourage them to do is start taking a percentage of their paycheck and simply pay it forward, pay it forward, pay it forward. And I like to see it go into the G fund. That's the government fund to start with until you accumulate $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $10,000. And to do something that I refer to as dollar cost averaging, DCA, out of this G fund into the CS&I fund. Now, if you want to make it simpler than that, then we just simply go out and pick a 10, 15, 20-year out L fund, deposit it, and forget about it. And that's okay as well. So many times I see people want to get in and they want to put there and just be totally aggressive. I call it managing your money by magazine, their coffee, Reddit, or somebody else. Somebody else is saying that, hey, the market's going to go on a tear and it's going to go up, so all your money should be in small cap. So here we go. We put all our money into the S fund. And then they come out later and say the market's going to crash. You need to take all your money out of the stock market. And then we go into the G fund. The simple thing about saving for retirement, it takes time, it takes money and ability to invest in the global free enterprise. And the TSP gives us that. It gives us the standard S&P 500. It gives her the Wilshire 1000. It gives us an international market as well as a government market, and it's blended together. I personally like to see the CS&I funds and dollar cost average and move into them. And then I talk to my clients about timing. We can't time the markets. So set it, go in there, and forget about it. Too many times we'll read something or we'll see something in the news and jump in and throw everything to the G fund or move everything out of a fund. That's not what the TSP or any 401k plan or any long-term retirement plan is designed to do. It's designed to slowly accumulate wealth over time. I can't tell you how many of my clients have been with me since they went in as a GS 3, 4, or 5, and now they're retiring 30 years later. And they've got 6-digit, 7-digit figures in through their TSP. Why? Because they started simply small, putting nickels, dimes, and quarters in, and then elevated every time we got a pay raise. Every time you get a pay raise, I encourage you to take 10% of that net change in your paycheck, throw it in the TSP. We can get technical, and there's some tax savings and some other things, but just get a percentage. Make it low IQ, make it easy just to do to accumulate funds. Now, when you get closer to retirement time, your MRA plus your 20 and you're 3, 4, 5 years out, then you might want to consider reducing the risk. Slow down, not so much money in the CS&I fund, not so much money in an L fund that's 20 years out, but maybe putting money together in something very safe. We like to see 3, 4 years of your annual, what would be your annual retirement expenses in the G fund, just kind of balancing out. Now, why do I say that? Because when the towers went down in 2001, I had several Feds that were ready to retire. And because their TSP got cut in half, they decided to wait until it came back and got even again. They didn't need to because they were a CSRS employee, but it was that mental thing, watching those funds disappear. Now, think about that, watching those funds disappear. Did they really disappear if you didn't sell? The answer is no. We just saw the values come down. So from my perspective, if you're just getting started out, dollar cost average into the CS&I fund makes a ton of sense. If you're worried about how do I pick, how do I select, then do an L fund out 20 years. As you get closer to retirement, reduce that risk. Reduce your exposure to the CS&I funds or the L funds that are heavily weighted towards equities. This is Floyd Shalansky with Plan Your Federal Retirement. If you have any other questions, hit the button down below, request a conversation with one of our advisors. We'll be happy to walk you through it. Until next time, happy planning.